Gotta do the dance through there. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So, tell me about this new job.
Tell you about the new job.
Yeah.
So, it's called Sober Market. It's a non-alcoholic bottle shop. I'll be honest, kind of just did it because I needed to start working again. But it's been pretty cool. I think it's neat to see everybody's kind of reaction when they first come in, because you get people who are sober, people who are just like checking it out. So I think kind of seeing like the different views people have on non-alcoholic stuff is pretty interesting. So yeah.
And is it, because I know there's like lots of 0.0 stuff, and then there's like less than 0.5. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Mix of both?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. I know that, I've dibbled and dabbled in the non-alcoholic field myself.
Yeah.
But I'm like strictly 0.0.
Oh, okay.
Or nothing.
That's fair.
But that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of whatever people are comfortable with, because I definitely seen people come in and they're like, no, even if it says 0.5 or less than, like, I can't. It could cause a relapse. And I'm like, oh, I mean, it's fair. It's your recovery, right? I'm not going to be like, sure, but yeah. So
yeah. What, so like we worked at Turning Points together.
We did.
Then you left and went back to school, correct?
I did, yeah.
Then you came to the ranch, right?
Then I came to the ranch because I was like, can't do school anymore. It's annoying, it's hard. Doing good at it, but it's different for sure. It's a different experience. So I went to the ranch. That was okay. Definitely wanted to be utilized in a different way, but I think it was a neat experience just going out there and kind of, I don't know, a lot of awesome people when I was working there. That was definitely a part of it that I missed, but I just wasn't in the headspace to continue working in that kind of field at the time, so I bowed out.
Do you want to elaborate on that or no?
Oh man, for me it was just, it was September, so I think I was just I was getting bummed out on just like kind of feeling like what I could do in a place like that. Just didn't really feel like I wanted to like drive around all the time or like sort meds or whatever, right? Not trying to like shit talk. It's an awesome place, but I just thought for myself, I was like, man, you can do so much more than this. But also, my mom was pretty sick at the time, still is, but yeah, definitely those like two things played a factor. I was just like, I just can't be here right now.
That's fair, man.
Yeah.
What's going on with your mother? If you don't want to talk about it. Like...
No, that's all good, man. She's got cancer. So she's kind of had it for, man, I don't even know. I think it's been like 2 or 3 years. Definitely approaching the end, I would say. End of the journey with that, which is tough. I mean, always tough, losing a parent, losing a loved one, but there's still a bit of time left, and so I'm just doing whatever I can to kind of maximize the most out of that. Yeah.
That's intense, man. Like, yeah. How are you navigating that?
I think it's kind of its own journey, man. I think I've never really been the best with grief, or just feelings in general, to be honest. When they get pretty big, I've always been that guy to try to find like another way around it instead of just going through it. It's like, maybe there's like an easier way over here. And that, included, drinking, partying, always looking for that escape, right? And so this time around, being in like a better place, there's not really anywhere else to go. You kind of just have to like be like, well, there it is. There's the fear, there's the anger, the sadness, right? And so I feel like I've just been trying to learn how to navigate all that. It's definitely a process, but I don't know, learning slowly.
You have a pretty good relationship with your mother, I'm assuming, or?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I was adopted when I was 7 years old. So my mom and dad have done a lot of work kind of dealing with me over the years. And because the first 7 years were pretty not great, right? And so, you kind of take a traumatized kid and you try to show them that love exists, right? That family exists. And I think they did a really good job with that. Obviously, as you do with parents, you butt heads over the years, but I think, yeah, I would say I have a great relationship with her. Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Do you want to, I mean, I know you, but I don't know you super well, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know your whole story.
Yeah.
Do you want to kind of tell your story, like from childhood up until this point in a general way? Like, or...
Sure. I mean, whatever you want to hear, whatever you think's interesting. I'll start from wherever.
Tell me about like your childhood, what led up to adoption, or like,
Yeah.
if you have any memories from then, or...
Thankfully, I feel like, I don't really remember too much from those days, but was born to, a young mom and a abusive dad. He was, I want to say, yeah, he was from Guatemala. And so I don't know how they met or anything like that. I do know like he was an illegal immigrant, but just alcoholic guy. Sounds like he did a lot of bad things to everybody in the family. And so thankfully, like I said, I don't really remember it. Obviously, I think in some way our body does, because I know I've had to deal with some things over the years. And then after that, it was just kind of bouncing between like different foster homes until we kind of ended up in one for like a long period of time. So that was from like when I was 3 until I was 7. I mean, sucks to say, but I mean, probably it sounds typical for foster care. It just wasn't a great time. A lot of abuse, a lot of neglect, and so yeah. As I said, thankfully I don't really remember anything from those days. But at some point along the line, my parents said they started visiting, coming out to see us in Surrey. There, I don't really remember, but apparently there was quite a few visits. I kind of remember like the last one. And so for them, they kept reiterating, we're your new parents. We're going to be your forever family, right? That was a big thing that they had to keep hammering in.
Are these visits from your biological parents?
From my adoptive parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they kept coming around, kept visiting us, being like, hey, we're your new mom and dad. You're going to be going to your forever home soon, which we didn't really understand at the time. It was just kind of like, cool. So yeah, 7 years old, and then parents take us from Surrey up to Vernon here, and that was a whole transition in itself. Again, don't really have a lot of memories of those times, but I do know I probably wasn't the easiest kid to deal with, just because there's a lot of shit, to deal with from those early years that, a kid just can't make sense of, right? So
sure.
Yeah.
Did you get a sense that, because you're like, they're still your parents today, right?
My adoptive parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get a sense right away, like when you were in their care, that this was going to be a good fit, or like I'm in a safe place, or?
And initially I want to say yeah. Again, like it's pretty hard to remember, but I think through that transition period of just kind of settling into a new home, I do think that like once it kind of started to like weigh in, like, okay, like this is my mom and dad, this is where I'm going to be for like the rest of my life. Like this is my new family. I do think that it was like, yeah, like these are my parents, and I haven't really thought like anything else ever since. So yeah, there's never ever been like a questioning, like, like I'll think about my birth parents sometimes for sure. But it's not like I want to like go back to that or whatever, right? Like, so yeah.
And do you know anything about your birth parents today, or like?
Nah, they both fell off the map pretty quick there. I think we like tried keeping in contact with the mom for a bit, just through like writing letters and stuff. And I mean, it sucked. I can't remember like what grade I was in. I was still pretty young, but we had done up a letter, went to like send it out, and came back, and she had moved, and that was it. That was kind of the last time we had contact with her. So yeah.
Man, like, was that tough for you at that time?
I think so. I think one of the themes I feel like in my life has always been like that feeling of almost like betrayal, right? From like the birth parents. It's like, why'd you give me up? Blah, 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 And so when we like did that letter thing and she moved and like didn't really keep contact after that, it was like that old feeling of like, man, letting me down again, And so, yeah, I would say it's probably pretty rough at that time for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did that, did you get any abandonment issues or like, I'm not good enough or like...
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
All of that for sure. I think definitely one of those thoughts that I've had over the years has been like, oh, it's such a rough thought, and it's obviously not true, but it's one of those things that you have to like kind of tackle over and over again. It was just, if I was never good enough for my parents, right? If they just gave me up, if my dad beat me up, like, how can I ever be good enough for anything in this life, right? So definitely that's been like a thought that's followed me over the years from like being a kid up until even now, right? Mm-hmm. Still comes up, so yeah.
It's crazy how powerful like that belief can be.
Yeah.
Versus what the reality is, like from my perception, right?
Yeah.
It's like you light up everyone's world that you're a part of.
Yeah. From
my eyes, right? No, really though, right?
Yeah.
Like you are that guy.
Yeah.
To me.
I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, I don't want to sound like, overconfident, but yeah, it is something that I've definitely heard in the past. Whatever I might think about myself, whatever I might think other people think about me, usually it's always something positive, right? And it's like hoping that one day, it like finally breaks through and that old belief just kind of goes away.
It's crazy, man.
It's
crazy.
What about you? Have you struggled with that over the years?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big time. And totally different story than yours, but like definitely those feelings of not being good enough or like, it can be hard to identify exactly where they came from.
Yeah.
But the ending of the two serious relationships of my life was definitely part of it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I'm not good enough. Like, I'm kind of last guy to be picked. Everyone rather hang out with, Chad, But it's so hard to, even when you have like amazing people in your life and in your corner and they're like, dude, you are like, such a like beacon of hope and light and like, you're inspiring, you're nice, you're kind, and you're all these things, is like they can say all that, but if you don't believe it, for me, I'm like, like
yeah, just like okay, you're lying, I totally understand that, because it's like almost instantaneous, right? If you don't catch it, it's just like kind of like whatever, right? So
big time,
definitely
big freaking time.
Would you say, this was something I was thinking about today, would you say that's kind of the reason maybe that you got into like the kind of work that you're doing now, is like trying to find meaning, trying to like, fill something up inside,
It's definitely part of it. Like when you like, I mean, just like any other job, it can get really stressful and overwhelming.
Yeah.
But when you step back and look at the big picture, I've probably touched over 200 people's lives in some kind of way.
Definitely.
And that doesn't even necessarily mean all good things. But, I try to be very kind and tolerant and loving. But it can be a struggle. I don't want to make it part of my identity.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want who I am to necessarily be tied to my job, if that makes sense.
Definitely, yeah.
Because I know who I am as a person, like independent from that.
Yeah.
It's different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I've seen people where like work becomes like them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so it's a very conscious effort not to fall into that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other stuff in life that I enjoy, and it's like it's a great carrier to get to where I'd like to go, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know.
And where is it that you see yourself getting to?
Fucking Ben's asking the questions now. That's a tough question, man. You know, I've always wanted to be a father, and that's not fully in my power either.
One day.
But I've always wanted to be a dad. A house, like a lot of the things are materialistic, so that's why I'm kind of like, a child may be a little different, but I mean, I'd like a home. It doesn't have to be big.
Yeah.
I mean, where I'm living right now is like under 400 square feet, right? So, you know, a shop would be cool. Like, I really like working on cars, and I'd love like a project car. And, you know, I think the ideal is not to be super attached to material things.
Right.
That being said, like, a lot of material things can bring a lot of enjoyment.
Absolutely.
I know they're not going to be the source of my happiness entirely,
but they tie into it for sure.
Yeah. So I don't even feel like I've really answered your question.
How about work-wise, career-wise? Where is it? Like, where's the mountaintop for you?
Man, my brain's like, you can do this, you can do that, you can do that. I mean, like, if I could do this for a full-time job, that would be cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not married to that idea either. And I know that it's pretty unlikely that happens. That being said, like, I just do this because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you and I would have this conversation anyway if we went for like a coffee or something, right?
Definitely.
One thing that keeps coming back is like opening my own detail business.
Okay.
So that's not out of the deck of cards either. I'm just finishing up my counseling stuff. So hoping to be a certified counselor by like April.
Dang.
But I don't even know if that's what I want to do for the rest of my life, you know?
Yeah.
Like I said, it might be like a great carrier to get to where I'd like to go, but I don't know if I know where I'm going either.
That's fair.
So all that I know is that I need to keep moving forward in whatever it is I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's kind of becoming more and more of a key for me. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
Is like, yeah, but that's tough in its own right.
Definitely. Yeah. Easy to kind of just get stagnant, you know? Just be like, oh, this is good enough. And then you don't want to really, you know, keep pushing, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I totally get that. Yeah.
I was talking to a counselor today about exactly that. Is like, it's comfortable, but it's also really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's comfortable because it's easy, but for me, it's uncomfortable because it's like, I'm not chasing my dreams.
Yeah.
Fear's setting in. I'm not becoming like ideal Daniel is what I call him, you know? But I have a vision of that in my mind, and if I'm not working towards that, it's like it's really hard to feel good about where I'm going.
Yeah.
Or where I'm even at.
Definitely.
So that's just for me, man, you know? Mm-hmm. That being said, that can definitely lead into a lot of not accepting where I'm at and not being able to like be happy in the present moment.
I feel that, yeah.
And I don't want to get too much in that because I feel like I talked about that a lot last time, but yeah, tell me about your future, where you're going, if you have any idea or what.
You know, for the longest time, I was always like, I feel it's like kind of cliche for everybody. It kind of gets annoying, you know. It's like if you've like been through like hard things, or if you've like been through something, you're just like, I got to get back, you know. I think like you talk to so many people who end up in social service, like, well, you know, I went through it, so I just felt like I need to like help other people through it. I definitely, you know, was like that in my early years. I probably woke up one day. Well, I remember the day. It was I was like 25, and I was just like, kind of woke up in this grungy little cabin I was living in. And I was just like, what am I doing, man? Like, I'm working 20 hours a week as a dishwasher, content with life, right? Like, this is what I do. I party on the weekends. I work 20 hours a week scrubbing dishes at a retirement home. Good enough. I kind of just woke up one day and I was just like, dude, like, what are you doing, man? Like, that ain't life. And so I was just like, okay, let's just kind of hand out resumes at places that I normally wouldn't do it. And so I handed out a resume at a day program for people with special needs. And, I don't think you're supposed to say that anymore. It's something else now, disabilities. And
you can say whatever you want, man.
And so, you know, went through the interview, and I was just kind of like, they're not going to hire me, man. I got no experience. I'm like a dishwasher. You like go back through my resume. It's like dishwasher. And it was just like, then they called me and they're like, okay, man, like, you want to come work for us? And I was like, sweet. Hard job, but that kind of got me into Turning Points, which was like kind of the next part of the journey, where I was just like, again, just kind of following this idea of like, I got to help people, man. Like, I went through something, I got to help people out. And I'd say at Turning Points was when that like ideal kind of started to fade for me. It was just like that. It's a nice idea, I think, but it's not enough to keep the fire lit. You know, it burns out pretty quick. It's just like, kind of like, all right, you kind of see how organizations are run. You kind of see like how, you know, how hard the work actually is, you know? And so for me, it was just like, I started to get pretty disillusioned with myself. And, you know, fast forward all the way up to like Red Road. I think that was kind of like the last eye-opening thing for me. It was just like, dude, why are you still chasing this idea that you have to like help people, you know? Like, what is this really coming from? Like, it's a nice idea, and, you know, that kind of work is necessary, but the idea that I kind of came to a conclusion to was just like, you know, just because you went through something doesn't mean you have to like give back, you know? It's like, it's enough to be like, hey, I can live my life now, you know? And so that's kind of where I'm at. You know, I'm kind of just spinning my wheels in school right now, trying to see what I'm interested in. But this idea that I had of like, oh, maybe I'll be a social worker, counselor, whatever, right? I think they're still kind of there, but it's not as much priority as I'd made it in the past, for sure.
I think you'd be a great counselor, but I do get that if the purpose isn't really coming from your heart and it's like coming from your head,
yeah,
you know, it's yeah, I don't know, you can get really married to ideas that aren't even really yours, you know?
Definitely.
Like, I think you said at the beginning of when you started sharing there, like, that's just what you heard, you know? Like, people go through these things,
yeah,
and then they give back, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I need to do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no rules to life.
No. I think a big part of that too, you know, at least for myself, was just trying to like find meaning, right? Trying to like fill, you know, the void, so to speak. You know, it's like when you help somebody, you're like, hey, that feels good. At least for today, you know, that hole isn't as big. But I don't know. Yeah, that's where I struggle with it, where it's just like, you know, what am I really doing it for? Am I like invested? Do I really, you know, want to do this? Is it more just that I don't feel empty at the end of the day, right? So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever dabbled in religion, spirituality, prayer, meditation, anything of that nature?
That's something that like definitely I've struggled with over the years, because grew up in the church. And I don't think it was anybody's fault. It was just how I was kind of understanding things back then as a kid who'd like gone through some stuff. I got pretty scared of the idea that I was like letting God down, right? I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna end up in hell, man. I was like only like a teenager, right? But this idea that I was like messing up all the time or like sinning or whatever, it really put me off the idea. Like once I kind of like went out into the world as an adult, kind of like stepped away from like church, religion and all that, And so for me, like part of that work has just kind of been like trying to like untangle that, where it's like, okay, that was the experience growing up, but that doesn't mean like that's all spirituality, religion, right? You know, we don't got to be terrified of going to hell and burning up, right? Because that's a pretty silly idea in all honesty. So yeah,
I get that. I totally get that. Even in sobriety, I've been to church a couple times, and I mean, this is just me, and I still haven't figured out why this bothers me so much.
Yeah.
But you know, they start doing the Jesus songs and like, oh Jesus,
hands
I'm
up in the air.
I'm standing there and I'm like, fuck this, man. Like, I don't know why, but, and it, you know, the idea of Jesus and many stories that I've heard about Jesus, like, I love, like, I really like, like the principle behind a lot of the stuff, but just the name Jesus, I don't know why, it just
puts you off.
Yeah, it tickles me some kind of wrong way, man. And I have yet to figure out where that comes from. Why that bothers me so much, I don't know.
That is interesting.
It is. Because it's like almost like just the name.
Just visceral, eh? Just gets you right away.
Yeah. If someone says God, it's like, doesn't bother me one bit.
Yeah.
I say it all the time. But, yeah, until I got to that place of surrendering and kind of like, fuck, I can't do this anymore, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of when the doors open for me. But even at that, you know, I call it God, but it's very much just kind of like a universe thing.
Yeah.
You know, like divine guidance, divine timing, like that kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like when you're like thinking about someone, it's like, oh, I'm thinking about Ben, and then Ben's like, hey man, what's up? You know? It's like, that's
scary.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff, I'm just like, it's a God move.
Yeah. How old were you, would you say, when you like kind of like stepped on this path that you're on now, you know, where you're like, all right, old ways of living aren't working for me anymore. I got to switch something up. What did that look like for you?
Just after my 22nd birthday.
Okay.
Which is December 10th, so that would have been December 10th, 2022.
Okay.
Right? No, 2021. Yeah. Forgot how old I was. So I think like I knew I had a drinking problem for a while.
Yeah.
But the consequences just didn't get bad enough. And I wouldn't even say the consequences were like dramatically worse when I decided to get sober.
Yeah.
But the internal feeling was worse.
Definitely.
And that is really, like, that was the catalyst to reach out for help and be like, I can't, like, it's pretty much I realized, like, if I keep doing this, like, I got to a place where it was like, I really just wanted to die that morning.
Yeah.
Like, not a plan, you know, but I was just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, if this is life, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Yeah, then I kind of reached out for help. Well, I didn't even reach out for help. I went to a 12-step meeting. I mean, I didn't know anyone who was sober, so there's nobody that I could call and be like, hey, how'd you do that?
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, I went to a 12-step meeting at noon there on January 1st, and that was kind of it, man.
Okay.
Kind of been sober ever since.
Yeah.
Not kind of, have been. But I smoked weed up until January 7th.
Okay.
So that's my sobriety date, if you will.
Okay.
From everything. Yeah, and it's been a journey since then.
Yeah.
It's I'm sure everyone says this who's sober, or maybe a lot of people anyway, but it's really easy not to drink today.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think about drinking. It's really easy not to do.
Yeah.
But the thinking is kind of my problem.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, oh, my life's falling apart and fucking, you know, I don't have enough money and the reality is like none of the stuff that I'm telling myself is really true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, common expression, but in my noggin is the most dangerous place on earth.
Yeah, definitely. Can't spend too long up there.
No.
For sure. Yeah.
What about you? Tell me about your relationship with drugs and alcohol and how that kind of...
Man, it's an interesting one. For like the longest time, I say the longest time because it felt like the longest time, probably up until like I was 23, was always that guy, right? Like straight edge, you know, like I don't need no booze, I don't need no drugs, like I'm good, man, life gets me high enough, which was not true. Was not living that great back then, but I was just that guy, right? Kind of made it my part of my personality. You know, people would be drinking, I was like, nah, I don't need any of that. But I don't know, got older, 24 I think was finally was just like, you know, I don't remember really how it happened, but it was just kind of started drinking, having fun. And for the longest time, it was fun, right? It was great. Went partying all the time, went to the club, and it was just like, this is good. I knew when to stop. I was always that guy, you know, kind of midnight hit, and I was like, all right, I'm good. I'll ride it out till 2 and then go home. Kind of all that changed when I was probably around 26. Was in a really bad relationship, very abusive, and was just kind of got to the point for me where I didn't have that control anymore that I had. It was just kind of like, whoa, like I can't stop anymore, you know, even if I wanted to, I can't. And so I was blacking out all the time. I was waking up on like work mornings when I was supposed to be working with, you know, very vulnerable populations, just being like, holy, like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to function today, you know? Yeah, at the wheel, just like eyes closed, and it was just not great, not a good time. And for me, it was like, I was pretty confused at the time, because I was just like, man, like I had all this control before, and now I'm kind of feeling like I can't stop like I used to, you know? And even, not even like the stopping was the worst part, but it was just like, it wasn't fun anymore. I was just kind of going through the motions. It was like, gotta drink because, I don't know, there's no reason, I'm just gonna drink tonight, right? And it's just, yeah. And so, I don't know, for me, I saw the people going through like AA. I had reached out to a buddy who, not even a buddy, a guy I like hitchhiked with out east for a while, who was sober, and I was just kind of like, dude, like, I'm having a tough time here. Like, how do you do it? You know, how do you just stop? And so he kind of like told me some stuff, and but the biggest thing I think for me was when that relationship ended, and I had a look at my life. And it was kind of the same thing, you know. My life had been miserable for years by that point. I was just always going through like these super toxic, super abusive relationships, searching for something, obviously. And it just got to that point where I was like, man, if this is life, like, I'm like, kind of like you said, like, I'm done. Like, I can't keep living like this. It's either one of my partners is going to kill me, because like it kept escalating in each relationship, the amount of violence that was happening. I was like, either somebody's going to kill me, or like I'm just going to off myself, because I can't keep living like this, right? And so that's kind of, yeah, when I started going to counseling and like looking inwards and just being like, dude, you're chasing like these kind of relationships for a reason, because normal people don't end up here, right? You know, it takes a special person to ignore like every red flag in the universe, right? It's like, it's fine. Different relationship from everybody else. People don't understand, but in reality, it's just because it's a shitty one, right? So, yeah.
And was counseling a huge piece of what helped you get rid of the drinking and drugs, or like change your relationship with it, or?
Definitely. I think like kind of figuring out like why I was doing it, you know, going back all the way to like childhood. Addiction kind of already ran in the family, so it was like, you know, it was kind of already there to begin with. And then, you know, when you add on all these factors over the years, it's just like, yeah, it kind of just got to a point, yeah, where the dam broke. And so kind of going back through all these experiences and starting to dive into them and, you know, start trying to like heal that trauma, I think was a big thing. And even like nowadays, I haven't drank in like over a year and really have no desire to go back. It's like, what is there, right? It's always chasing a memory. You know, it's just like, well, you remember that time when you were 24 and you're laughing at the club? It's just chasing that, right? It's like, it's never been like that since, but it's always like, hey, maybe that feeling will come back this time. And so once I kind of like caught like that pattern, it was like, okay, dude, like there's no reason to go back because those days are done.
And the last time you drank, like over a year ago, was it a bad experience or was it fine and you're just like,
nah,
yeah, I don't need to do this?
Pretty much. It was just like I drank a couple beers and it was just like, this doesn't really elevate the experience, you know? It's like, I don't need this in my life anymore. So, yeah.
That's good, man. It's really powerful too, because I think a lot of other people hearing your story, especially maybe in people in 12-step groups, right? I'd be like, buddy, you're you're the real deal, you know? You gotta, you gotta, you gotta get to meetings, you gotta do all this stuff, but clearly you've done it in another way, right? So it's like, I'm not so naive to, it happens to be the way that I did things, you know, was a 12-step program, but I'm not so naive to not know that there's other ways to achieve the same result, right?
Definitely.
Just like there's many different religions to get to the same idea or principle, right?
Yeah.
So, I think that's part of keeping an open mind too, is like there's many different paths for many different people, right? And someone that I really respect, without saying too much, you know, she was saying, you all got to this place through a different like journey, you know?
Yeah.
So you're all gonna have like a different journey out of it.
Yeah.
Like that kind of deal. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn. Yeah, she's a smart woman. She's a good woman.
I mean, it's a great quote. Got to put that on the wall somewhere.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, I think what you said is powerful though, because I think it's easy to get wrapped up in the idea of like there's only one way to do it, right? It's like, hey, if you don't do it this way, man, you're gonna fail. So I think just putting it out there that there's multiple avenues to go, right? It's like whatever works and whatever makes it stick, just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw a counselor for the first time on Saturday, like the first time ever.
Dang.
And I was like, fuck, I should have done this a while ago. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting exploring stuff with him.
What was the breaking point that finally made you go?
A huge part of it was just purely being inquisitive. Like, I wonder what a counselor could provide me with that I haven't looked at.
Yeah.
And the other piece is, like, I know my mind is only capable of so much.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff that I know could be dissected more. I just don't know. I can't do it on my own.
Yeah.
Like, I need someone else to help me explore those things, you know?
Yeah.
Like childhood, and there's a lot of stuff that I've never really looked at, or like stuff that happened at, you know, said first job we worked at together.
Yeah.
There was a lot of traumatic stuff that happened at that job that I'm like,
yeah,
I haven't really deeply looked at.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I'll say it in passing, like, yeah, you know, I found a guy dead.
Yeah.
But it's like, I haven't really talked about it that much more than that with anyone, you know?
It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, hey, part of the job, I guess, right? Where you just kind of like shake it off. But really, it's okay to be affected by those things because they are pretty messed up.
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't just have to be like, hey, saw a guy that'd been dead for a few days, you know?
Yeah.
That's not normal, you know?
No,
so.
That made it extra worse, I think.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, it was hard not to take on any guilt too. Like, I could have done more. I could have checked in more. I could have like said more things to him, you know, like maybe pulled him out. But it's like, man, I'm not in control of anyone else's destiny, you know?
Exactly.
Or their path, so to speak. Like, I can't. I did what I could at the time, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was another incident very similar that happened at that job that was really messed up, man.
You were the unluckiest one out of the bunch, man. I just remember, sounds bad, like looking back, it's like, dang, man, like my days are pretty easy compared to you guys in the afternoon, dude. Like,
that's when shit goes down, man. Once the sun sets, that's when shit goes down.
For real. Oh, man.
Yeah, well, the other you know, feller that we found, you know, was on oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
Took himself off the oxygen. So he was already off oxygen for who knows how long by the time we got to him.
Yeah.
And that was not a pretty sight.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty much like, I mean, the way that the paramedics described it anyway was like his brain is like shut down.
Oh, okay.
Like his body's just like, what did they call it? His body was slowly shutting down.
Oh, okay.
Like, and you know.
Yeah.
Like, and it was weird looking at this individual because it's like their soul was like gone.
Yeah.
Like their body was just doing bodily shit.
Yeah.
You know, but like the person was already gone. And then they ended up dying like a week or two later.
Oh, okay.
Their family ended up pulling the plug because he was in like a coma.
Dang. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it sucks it happened to you because I mean, it's, yeah. I feel like it was just one of those things where it's kind of, people can chalk it up as like part of the job, but you know, without like, you know, shit talking too much, I just felt like there could have been more done so things like that didn't happen where we were, right? Mm-hmm. And where, you know, staff didn't have to traumatize themselves daily, you know, to, you know, get paid, right? So
it's an intense job, man. It's a tough job, like for real. Yeah, I don't want to dive into all the other things, but, you know. But it could even be like one time we visited this guy at the hospital, and he was on life support, and he went there from the shelter, but we had to go there for whatever reason and visit him. I don't really remember why. And, you know, a week or two later, it's like, oh, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
It's like it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. Do you feel like you've dealt with a lot of that stuff from?
I think, not really, to be honest. I think it was just one of those things where, just kind of got used to him, right? Kind of like you. It was just kind of just like, well, it happened, you know? That smell of, you know, rotting person, right? It's a smell you'll never forget, but
definitely not.
It was just one of those things that I guess the culture just kind of made it feel like it was just, you know, something you had to put up with, right? And so, I don't know. For me, I always just kind of like try to laugh it off, right? Be like, you know, crazy job, right? Like, just like, but I think to some extent, like that is one of the things that led me to being pretty burnt out by the time of like when I finished up at that job. I was pretty cooked. Like I was like, okay, like I need to, everything sucks right now. And I'm pretty sure it's like just this job that's making it that way. Right. So yeah, that's definitely why I decided to take an exit and get some higher education.
Yeah, laughing it off is definitely also a coping strategy of mine.
Yeah.
You know, and as a man too, I think there's a lot of like, don't be a little bitch.
Yeah.
That's what's going on in my head. Like, don't be a fucking pussy. People do harder jobs than this, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like what's playing in my head. Like this ain't shit. You could be a paramedic. You could be a cop.
Yeah.
You could be all these things, which is very true. But I think the piece that made that job tougher in some ways than those other two I mentioned is that you develop an emotional connection to people.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not turning up on the scene of something where you don't know the people.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, no, I know these people.
Yeah.
And now they're like dying.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that changes quite a bit, right? It's like I just had a conversation with this guy yesterday and now like he's gone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck, it's like I definitely bury them because now that I'm talking about them, like more comes up, right?
Just all the memories.
Like, I don't want to say their name just to protect their identity, right? But like the one feller that like I was constantly helping him clean his room and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. It's like, man, I loved that guy.
Yeah.
Like I really cared for that guy. And you know, he ended up going to the shelter or whatever, and then I was at the ranch, and then I came back to the motel there. I was like, oh, like, how's so-and-so doing?
Yeah.
Oh, he passed away. What?
Yeah.
Like, I talked to this guy's mom, and like, it was like, met his mom, and that was freaking heartbreaking. And yeah,
it's definitely
sad, man.
One of those experiences, I think, where it's, you never really saw a lot of success, right? More often than not, it was people passing away. And that's what made it, I think, even tougher. It was like, you want to be like the guy to like, hey, we're going to help these people out. You know, we're going to get these people back on their feet, try to help them help themselves. And yeah, unfortunately, it felt like that really didn't happen that much. And so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if the people don't want the help, it's virtually impossible.
Yeah.
Like, it's virtually impossible.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to change your life, I can't make you.
No.
Like, and if I do, it's not going to stick, you know?
Yeah.
Another guy is like, I took to meetings every, like, he detoxed like himself for like 14 days. You know?
I remember that,
yeah. And I like took him to a few meetings, and then like next thing you know, oh yeah, he overdosed, he's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, man.
It's I actually experienced a lot more death there than I think I did.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like one of those things where you almost just get used to it, right? In a sort of way, because it's like, oh, where's this person? Where's this person? Where's this person? And then more often than not, it's like if they're not around, then they're probably dead, unfortunately. So
yeah.
Being on the other side of things, though, you find that more rewarding now? Being in a place where people are trying to get help?
It's a totally different ballgame.
Yeah.
I mean, people... Yeah, ideally, people who are there, you know, want to change and like become someone different, right?
Yeah.
And not live the way that they used to.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to work with people like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? They do a lot of the stuff on their own.
Yeah.
You know, I'm merely like a guide, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But you still get people who don't really want to be there, right? You still get people who, you know, one day it's like, I love recovery and I want to change my life, and the next day it's like, fuck this, fuck you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I get it. That's, you know, the nature of the disease or the addiction, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the thinking, right?
Yeah.
So I do get it. But there's definitely a line too where, you know, you have to do the program that we have outlined and follow the rules, or like, you know, there's people waiting out there dying like to get in here that will do these things, like no questions asked, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think we really ask a lot. I think we're pretty lenient, and like, I don't know, man. It's tough in its own ways.
Yeah.
It's tough in its own ways.
What inspired you to go for the addictions counselor part? Because that's a pretty big step.
Yeah. Well, I figured, hey, I'm already here. I might as well just do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I might counsel and be like, I actually don't really want to do this.
Yeah.
And that's fine too. I just figured, hey, I'm already here. I might as well just go for this and see what comes of it, right?
Yeah.
It's either going to be like one of the best things I ever decided to do, or it's just going to be another piece of paper under my belt and I keep moving forward, right?
Yeah.
I'm not married to the idea of really doing any said job for the rest of my life. Like I said, I don't really know yet.
Yeah.
But just got to keep trucking along.
Yeah. I think that's a good mentality, honestly. I often get like married to the idea of like, once I'm on a path, it's like, gotta stick to it, gotta see it to the end. And I often have like a hard time breaking away. Like for right now, I'm in college and it's like, okay, like, yeah, I'm doing good, but not really enjoying the process of it, right? And so the idea of quitting though is terrifying, right? It's like, dude, you started, like you gotta keep going, man. You gotta see it through to the end. And it's like, okay, I get that, but I also hate it. So it's like, like do I have, 2 more years, 4 more years of like, ending up with a career on the other side? Do I have that in me? And it's not to say I can't go back in the future and be like, hey, I'm ready to try again. But for right now, it's like being like, okay, dude, like, yeah, you're doing good, but you also hate the process of it. So maybe just take a step back and do something else for a while.
It's a long time, man. It's a big commitment. It
is a big commitment. And honestly, like, it's weird how fast the 2 years have like flown by already. It's like, I left the ranch at, what year is that, 2024? I think so. And it just like went by so quick, right? It was just like doing school, doing my own thing. And then next thing you know, here we are. And it's just like, wow, yeah, it's going way too quick. And you get that feeling of like, do you ever get that? Like falling behind? You ever feel that feeling? You're still pretty young. How old are you?
25.
Shit.
Listen,
man.
buddy, I turn 26 next week. I'm getting old, man.
Oh, man. So, yeah, but being 32 on the other side of 30 and just being like, maybe start a family, who knows? That's not really something I'm too invested in at the moment, but, there's all these ideas, right? You got to have more money by now. You got to have the house by the time, you're 40 and all this shit, right? So it's hard to shake those things off, and so I think that's one of the reasons where it's like, keep going, man, keep going, got to finish school. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that for sure. I definitely, like, whenever I have a job too, I'm very loyal and committed to the job or even a relationship, even if it's not working.
Yeah.
And, my ex-fiance actually said to me, like, after we split up there and, like, we're on good terms today and everything, but
okay.
She was like, I feel like if I didn't say anything, you would have just, even though you're not happy either, you would have just not said anything either.
Yeah.
And you would have kept just trucking along.
Interesting.
And, like, that hit me, man, because I was like, I think she's right.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, a big piece of it, which is really relatable to something that I'm going through right now, is like, I want to protect other people's feelings.
Yeah.
Over my own, which is like, codependent or people pleasing, whatever label you want to put on it, is, if our friendship wasn't working, it's like, I don't want to be like, hey, Ben, like, this isn't working for me anymore, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you that, because I'm worried about how Ben's going to take that and how he's going to react.
Yeah.
Yet I might be like sitting here torturing myself and hanging out and chatting with you, even though it's like on the inside, I'm like, fuck, I hate this.
Like, when is this over?
That's obviously not the case, but I'm just using that as an example, right? As like, to my own demise, I'll like hang on to these things for whatever reason, or, you're supposed to, or there's a lot of fear too. Like, what happens if I leave said individual, or I, this relationship with whoever isn't working, and I have to be like, hey man, it's not working for me anymore.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with saying that.
No.
People have said that to me, and I've been like, dude, no worries. Like, don't worry about it. I can handle it. But saying it to someone, I struggle with a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to do. But I definitely get that codependency piece, right? Where it's like you think you're protecting the other person. Yeah. You take kind of responsibility for them, when in reality, you don't have to. But it's hard to knock that behavior off, right? So.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you struggled with that in your own life before?
I think to some extent, codependency has been a huge part of my own journey to try to, get better, so to speak. Because for the longest time, I always just thought, when people are like codependent, I was like the guy, holding onto his girl's leg, being like, don't leave me, babe. So I was like, I don't really think that's me, like that ain't the kind of guy I am. But, well, I used to be. And so, I started like reading about codependency and stuff, and I was just like, dang, man, like this is like everything I do. Mm-hmm. Like you go through all the behaviors and it's just like, I do like 95% of these things. And it's just out of like, I think that I'm like being nice, or I'm like trying to protect other people or whatever. And it's like, in reality, it's just, I don't know, afraid to like lose that control over everything, right? It's like, I need this, everything in a box. And when it's not there, I freak out. And so, yeah, definitely like, I'm still learning it, man. Just letting people live their own life is like the hardest thing to do sometimes.
100%, 100%. Is that like, I'm always worried about other people's reactions to, what I'm doing or what I say, or like, it's like, dude, you have zero control over that. Like, and how long are you going to compromise yourself to, try and appease others, right? Yeah. It's like, you can't do that forever. It takes a toll on you.
It does.
It's like, I'm not being me, Yeah. I'm sure my mother wouldn't mind me sharing this, but so I'm gonna share it. But and I probably get some of this from her. Is she wants to be liked by everyone, right? So she has a lot of trouble like saying those hard things to people, which I'm like, fuck, mom, fuck. Like I really relate to her, right? Yeah. And like my dad will say to her, not everyone needs to like you. Not everyone's gonna like you. Yeah. And it's like, fuck. Yeah. But my dad's better at like probably being more assertive and like setting boundaries and Yeah. It's tough shit.
Yeah, I can definitely relate with your mom. I think that was always a big piece like growing up, and even like now, it's like that idea of like everybody's got to like you, man. If one person doesn't like you, life's over. Yeah. Like my confidence is shattered. But that was a big piece for me in high school. I think that's when I first started to see it, was like this idea of like, okay, somebody was like, hey man, like you're pretty like quiet and chill. Like that's pretty cool. And I was like, that's who I am now. Like I got to be like the quiet, chill guy now, right? And like I would say like that was a key factor to being severely depressed by the end of high school. It's just like this idea of like, hey, people like me when I'm like the quiet, chill guy. So I'm just going to keep doing that because people like me that way, right? But in reality, you're not being your authentic self. And so it's just like inside, you're like, like heart attack, fuck. But yeah, I mean, it's still something nowadays that I struggle with, is just this idea of like, if I'm working at the sober market and somebody comes in and they're kind of just like standoffish, I'm just like, it's got to be me. Like what energy am I giving off that they feel like that right now? And so, dude, working customer service, definitely a way of challenging those ideas, because it's hard, man. You get so many different people coming in from walks of life, and if just like one person kind of treats me in a weird way, I'm just like, what's wrong with me, man?
Sure. Like, like take it on. Yeah. Like says something about your character. Yeah. Yeah. I get that too. I totally get that. Right now, I feel like I'm getting to this place in my life where I'm giving less fucks. Yeah. But in the right way. That's good. Like, kind of take it how it is. Yeah. Doesn't mean like, I mean, by nature, I'm not like an asshole or rude or anything like that. So I'm not going to all of a sudden like adopt those qualities around it. Yeah. But I am just going to be me. And it's like, if it doesn't jive with you, like, that's cool, man. Yeah. And I'm not going to take offense to it or anything, but it's like, I just got to be me. Like, I can't wear the mask anymore. And definitely not in certain relationships where it's like, you know, I may be around some people and it's like, man, you can't talk about God here. Like, don't even fucking bring that up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, why not? You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's part of my life to a degree. Why can't I talk about it?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a pushy person or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I want to be able to express myself genuinely as who I am at all times in my life.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Like, that's the goal. And I've done it before, but once you stop doing it, it's hard to, for me anyway, it can be challenging to get back to that place where it's like, man, I'm gonna just do me.
Yeah.
Like, and who, like, because I look up to those people who can just be themselves and like, they don't give a shit if people don't like it. So but they also can't be rude or like, you know, unapologetic or like, you know, like they need to have some redeeming qualities too, right?
Yeah. Who would you say then this is a big one for you? Who's authentic? You know, Daniel Ricard. Who is that guy? What are his qualities, you know?
Well, one of them would be control.
Okay.
Do you mind just sliding into the frame a little bit more? Even like maybe just scoot your chair a little bit. You might be, cause I just couldn't stop thinking about you might be a little cut off over there. But man, that is a tough question. Definitely integrity is a big piece of it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I said, we were doing this today at 5. You came at 5. Even if you showed up a little late or early, like it wouldn't have mattered to me.
Yeah.
But you know, if I tell someone else I'm going to do something, it's pretty important to me that I do it. The department that I lack in when it comes to that is integrity with myself. So if I promise myself I'm going to do something, there's a lot of times where I won't follow through with it. And that creates, you know, low self-esteem, low self-worth. And I just like don't feel good about myself. Is like, you said you're going to do the podcast with Ben today, and then you text him and told him like, you know, you ate a bad piece of chicken and you're sick or something.
And you're just sitting on the race chair there. Just...
Which isn't something I would do. Like I'm not that person anymore, which I'm really grateful for. But, you know, it may be like, I'm going to go to the gym today. This is something that I'm telling myself in my head.
Yeah.
And then I walk in that door and I'm like, 6 chicken fingers and a nap sounds pretty good. And that's what I do instead, right? And then later on or the next morning, I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on right now is following through with the action piece. Is like, 'cause I can say all the stuff and believe all the stuff, but if I'm not taking action on it, who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
It's no different than the guy that, you know, preaches all the stuff and you should do this, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, hey man, you're not fucking doing any of that, right? It's like, why would I listen to that guy? Yeah. I wouldn't. So why would anyone, not that anyone needs to follow me as an example, but how am I gonna get to that ideal Daniel if I'm not doing the stuff? It's just gonna stay a vision. Yeah. And I'll never get there. And then, you know, 10 years will go by and I'll be like, you fucking idiot. Like the negative self-talk won't just go away if I don't take action, right?
Yeah. I feel that one right now, man. Like I got a wedding coming up in July. And so for me, part of that was like, hey dude, be pretty sick, you know, if you lost some weight for the wedding. But then, you know, just like telling myself this in September, like, hey dude, time to start hitting the gym, dieting hard. And it's like, you know, hitting the gym, pretty light though, you know, candy bag here, candy bag there. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's December. Haven't really been hitting the gym hard yet. And July's coming up pretty quick. So it's tough though, man. Like it's very easy, I think, just to be like, hey, I don't feel like doing it today. And then next thing you know, 3 days have passed and you're just like, still haven't done it yet. You know, so yeah.
Yep. Time keeps on moving, man.
It does.
And what's your relationship with the gym been like? Because I know when we were working together, you were pretty into it. Like, has it been on and off kind of deal, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's been on and off pretty much since I started going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like, I'd say 4 years of being like, all right, like, you know, let's hit it. But it's like, it'll go through highs and then I'll drop off for a few months and then kind of pick it back up again. So it's one of those things that I do really want to get into, but it does take a lot of discipline, you know? And when you're not sleeping around, when you're not drinking, when you're not partying, the next best thing that fills you up is, you know, stopping at the gas station, getting some junk food on the way home. And that's the hardest habit to quit, dude.
That's hilarious. A new counselor at work there was talking about exactly that, you know, giving up the one addiction, but, you know, he got to a point where it was like, what about the soda and chips, you know? Yeah. And like, he's talking about this and I'm just like sitting there like, fuck, you know? It's like, dude, I can't even say that I won't do it after you leave, you know? Like, cause I haven't ate dinner yet. It's like, I'll probably make dinner, maybe have a bowl of cereal, then fucking like a full bag of chips and a bowl of ice cream. And it's like, and like some yogurt or something. It's like way too much food.
Dang,
but
dude.
It's just like, I won't stop.
That's crazy that you still managed to keep pretty trim, dude.
If you saw under here, you'd be like, buddy, you gotta get that in check. Oh, it's not too out of control, but before I moved out of my last place after the ex-lady and I split up there, I lost like 15 pounds.
Dang.
Which was great, but yeah, I was fast, like doing a 24-hour fast, like 3 days a week.
You're crazy.
It was awesome. But maybe not the most healthy. Then I moved into here and I'd like gained it all back, like no problem. I swear it was like, I mean, I'd like to say it was in like a few days. Realistically, it's probably like a few weeks.
Yeah.
But it feels like a couple days. It's like, I ate too much one day, like, I'm done. It's over now. It's over.
Dude, I'll say, like, I've never enjoyed candy as much as when, like, the first time I stopped drinking. And that was, like, when I was 28. Took, like, a 7-month break, and I was just like, I've never liked koala cones that much. And ever since then, dude, it was just like, I can't stop. I'm just like, dude, what's wrong with me, man? Like, I was never this big candy fiend before, but now it's just like, that's the new addiction, right? It's just you replace one, this one's a lot easier, not as bad. And so, yeah, man, it's tough.
Yeah, the good old candy. It's famous for people who get sober, man. It's like, yeah, it's famous. I remember I was drinking a Monster like every morning on the way to work. A Monster, a cigar, and like 2 or 3 Reese cups.
Hell yeah.
That was the combo, man. Oh, fuck. Yeah, dude.
So greasy, just like, let's go, man.
Crack a Monster, light a cigar. Oh, yeah, buddy.
Oh, dude, that's good.
That's how you do sobriety. Cigars, Monsters, and Reese cups, man. That's the ticket.
For real. Yeah, I mean, on the other side of it, like, they talk about that. They must talk about it in, like, rooms, right? Like, hey, man, don't just go out and start filling up on junk food, right? Like,
fuck no. No one talks about that.
Start talking about it. It's, I don't know. I feel like it's a big thing, man. Like, it's still, I feel like you're chasing something still by being like, hey, I'm kind of feeling not the greatest right now. So I'm just going to go grab some chips or some candy or some McDonald's, whatever, right? It's the easiest way to make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
Like,
feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I'm satiated. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking eating, masturbation, like nicotine, like all the stuff, man.
Yeah.
Is like, it feels good in the moment. And then after you're like, fuck, why did I do that again?
Yeah. Just staring out the window, just like.
Oh, dawns, man. Even just talking about it just now, I'm like, oh man, I could fuck that up tonight.
Yeah, don't follow me out when I leave tonight.
2 Big Macs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
One time I went there not too long ago, actually. And I thought I just ordered one Big Mac. That's all I wanted was like Big Mac combo and a McDouble.
Yeah.
Lady brings it out, 2 double Big Macs. And I'm like, fuck. I'll just eat them.
Yeah, guess I gotta eat them.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm not going back in to say fucking... And I paid for them too. It's not like I didn't pay for them, but I was like, gotta eat them now. Crushed 2 fucking double Big Macs, man. No problem.
Oh, man. Well, I'm talking about that. Self-care. What does that look like for you? What are you doing on your off days, after work?
I would say it varies a lot, man. But like I said to you earlier, the routine and consistency is something that I'm working on rebuilding right now.
Okay.
And I think staying true to myself is going to help with that as well. This is part of it, like doing the podcast. It's just some consistency in some capacity. The gym's been on and off, but I'm glad that I, have went a few times in the last week or two instead of none. Trying to go to sleep at a better time.
Okay.
Trying to stay consistent with that. Waking up at a normal time, that's tough.
What time are you waking up these days?
I mean, the ideal is like 5 a.m. Realistically, like 5:30, 5:40.
That's crazy.
And then out the door at 6.
Dang.
But I'd like to get up at 5 and kind of, meander into my morning a little bit.
That's fair. Yeah.
And not just like, okay, time to go.
Out the door, yeah.
But it's hard. Like, I've been really chronically fatigued for like the last year.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to figure that out. Just got some blood work done today again, and I'll follow up with my doctor. But could be other stuff too, right? Could be other stuff.
Could be.
Not going to write off the possibility of everything, but there is stuff going on with my health, so it's probably part of it. Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have a super regimented day.
Yeah.
I don't know that you always need to every day. I think consistency is important, but that doesn't mean every day needs to be you're in the military.
Yeah.
I don't think so anyway.
Nah, I don't think so.
You have to have some grace with yourself too, right?
Yeah.
But that balance is difficult.
It is.
What about you?
Oh man, it's funny that you're saying all this stuff. And again, keep remembering that you're 25, because it was kind of the same thing for me, man. I hit 25 and I was like, gotta get my life in order. I'm waking up at 5 now. Sucked. But I'd wake up at 5, go to the gym, walk to work. And I mean, hate to say it, that's definitely when I was my fittest, right? Was when I was doing all that. But it's hard, you have to be like, okay, it's 9 o'clock. I'm not gonna stay out on the TV for a little bit longer. It's like, nope, going to bed now. So
brutal.
I think routine's definitely a big thing for me. I did notice that when I wasn't working for a long time, just doing school, you kind of just have a lot of time. And it's when you got too much free time, not a good thing. So you're just like, fuck, what do I do? Just sitting on the couch all day, and it's just, not fulfilling. But I've been looking at other things lately just to kind of, I don't know, get the nervous system down, right? From feeling so amped with everything going on in life. So been trying out yoga. That's been interesting. I never know if I'm a fan. I've done it a few times throughout my life. And I'm like, do I actually like this? Or am I just trying it because everybody says, do yoga, right? It's good for you. So still figuring that out. Just went to Cedar and Soak the other day. So saw you had gone there. It was okay. If it was just you in there, I think it would be a lot sweeter. But when there's a bunch of people cycling through, it's just kind of this isn't really that peaceful, dude.
That's fair.
But for me right now, I was just trying out a bunch of new things. Trying to, just calm down, get a break from the rat race, right? So that's not just sitting on the couch and gaming, right? Trying to get different habits going on,
Do you still see a counselor?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Probably
regularly?
Like every 2 weeks if I can. It's expensive, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still loving it?
Definitely. I couldn't picture my life without it right now. So,
Really?
Yeah.
You had the same counselor like pretty much the whole time?
Yeah, I got this one last March. I was going through a tough time and yeah, just kind of reached out and been with her ever since. She's legit, so can't ever picture it changing.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
It's good. What's like one of the biggest takeaways you've had in counseling since March there?
Biggest takeaway, man, I think just being okay with like uncomfortable emotion, right? I've always been that guy to, as soon as I start feeling like anger, sadness, all the uncomfortable emotions, it's like, all right, gotta block them out. Like I can't be feeling this right now. And so, it's either I'll just ignore it and then, 2 months will pass and I'm like, dude, like why can't I sleep anymore? Like, what's going on with me? And it's like, well, you just let all this shit pile up in the background. Like no wonder you just feel like crap, right? So it's just being okay that it's like, hey man, you might feel like shit today. It's okay. It's just a day. It might be a few days. It might be a week, months. Who cares, right? Mm-hmm. Eventually, these things eventually taper off and things go back to baseline again, right? So I think for me, just like accepting, that sometimes you're not going to feel great. And I definitely fell for like the self-improvement meme. So it's like this idea where it's like, hey, you got to feel good all the time, right? If you're not feeling good, your life sucks. You got to get to this point, right? So I think just being okay that, normal life is just up and down. You're not always up here. You're not always right here. A lot of times you're down here too, as being okay with that, right? So, yeah.
Counselor Ben. No, that's a good point. I think, well, I know for a lot of my sobriety, like almost up until this point, it was like, man, I was like Mr. Happy all the time.
Yeah.
And my happiness right now, like, definitely isn't as high as it used to be. And it doesn't solely have to do, with the split with my ex-partner. There's a lot of other stuff going on there.
Yeah.
But there's definitely like some pressure in my mind, like, dude, you're fucked. Like, you got to be more happy. There's like, you got to figure this out. And like, it's unrealistic to be happy all the time. Like, sometimes life just happens, man. And it's like, I can't just smile through everything all the time. Like, one, because it's not real. Two, I mean, it's just not really who I am. But like, it's okay to have your moments.
Yeah.
Especially in a day, right? Like, sometimes in the morning, I'm like, fuck this. And then like an hour later, I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, it really is a roller coaster.
It is,
It really is.
Yeah.
And I think to a degree, I took it for granted that like 2-3 years at the beginning of sobriety were like on the climb and like super awesome. The first year was really like the best. But life's life. Like, life happens, man. Like, it
does.
And shit's gonna keep happening. Mm-hmm. That's part of life, right? But through that, I think I'll experience a lot of growth and change as a person,
Definitely.
And I'll hit those highs of happiness again.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. Right now, it's just not one of them. and that is okay. Like, for sure.
Yeah.
Relatively, I'm still happy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not this like crazy peak.
Yeah. I mean,
now.
Even if you weren't happy, it'd still be okay, right? It's like, hey, like you said, it'll return. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but just keep living healthy, do the things that are good for you, and eventually
set boundaries.
Yeah.
Walk through fears. Tell everyone to suck it.
Exactly.
I'm doing me, boss. Yep. Boom. One of these, and then one of these.
I guess that's where we'll sign off. How good of an ending is that?
It's perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
This has been the Little Dan Show.
Ben's doing the outro now. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey. Oh, that's hilarious.